all present, respected all the dignitaries, faculties, and dear students. I
Hello? Madam, wait, I will tell 1 minute.
A very good evening and warm welcome to one and all present, respected all the dignitaries, faculties, and dear students. I, Mrs. Rosalyn Das, Assistant Professor, School of Nursing, DRIEMS University, welcoming you all to the third scientific session of Faculty Development Program. Previously, 2 days, we already completed our 2 sessions, key elements for drafting healthcare research proposal, grant publication, and leveraging advanced technologies for an iterative literature review using AI. So today we are going to discuss our third topic, publication ethics and avoiding plagiarism. This topic will be taken by our resource person, Dr. Rosalind Lily Mary. So before we start the session, let me take the privilege to introduce our distinguished person. Ma'am is currently working as a professor cum HOD, College of Guru Ramarani University, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India. Ma'am holds a PhD from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, India in 2023, MSc Nursing in Medical Surgical Nursing, Critical Care Nursing from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu in 2010, and BSc Nursing from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu in 2007. She was having total 16 years of teaching experience and excellent organizational and coordination abilities with a focus on research and evidence-based approach. Along with that, comprehensive clinical and theoretical knowledge at the university level, she is a member and head of the National Assessment and Accreditation Council and also organize various workshops, conference, and extracurricular activities. She published many research articles in various index journals, contributing to the advancement of knowledge and practice in nursing profession. So now everyone, please join with me to welcome our dynamic person to share her insights and expertise with us today. Before handing the session to ma'am, I would like to request all the participants kindly keep your queries or questions in the chat box, which will be discussed after the completion of the session. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening to all. It's a pleasure and privilege and honor to be a part of a keynote speaker in your great organization. And I would like to thank Dean, Principal, and then organizing committee members of DRIEMS College of Nursing for organizing such a faculty development program, such a great faculty development program. And I would like to start my session with a meaningful note. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It given by a C.S. Lewis. So when integrity, when we are seeing today, we are going to talk a session about very heart of research and academic work, like ethics in publication and growing a concern of publication. Nowadays, information is easily shared, copied, and then assessed. Maintaining the originality and ethical standards has never been more important. So today we are going to see the sessions about the publication ethics and avoid plagiarism. The presentations flow will be what is at the end we will learn about what is mean by publication ethics and what is important to publish in an ethical manner and raise the awareness of inappropriate conduct in publication and understand the significant and method of publication ethics violations and assess the journal at the predatory and what are the predatory journals and learn about the plagiarism and then types of plagiarism and how we can able to avoid it before publication. First, what is ethics? So we all know what is meant by ethics. So that it will be a it will be a honesty, justice, and principles, and then some good evils, bad and good things. This and all we will come to know when we are following the ethics. When we are doing a research publications and when we are going for a publications, so we have to know about the what are all the ethics we have to follow before publications, what we have to see. So first we will move with the publication ethics. Publication ethics refers to the set of ethical standards, policies, and guidelines that promote and ensure the integrity, quality, and validity of published research. So research published in which way we are publishing the research, like an article, book or book chapters, conference proceeding, and then preprint archives like scientific paper presentations, and after that we are publishing. So these are all the methods which we are publishing our research work. So why we have to follow the ethical publications? So first one is protecting life of human being. Ethically published work became a sound base of knowledge. Ethically published work became a sound base of knowledge. For example, we can say COVID-19. During COVID has spreaded over in India, so we don't know what the management we are going to do in that. But vaccination has introduced. After many researchers, they have after many research and they have published this vaccination will be useful for the human being. So that ethically published became a sound base as a knowledge. So if you are following ethical publication when we are publishing it, and it will be using for the human being and next one is a help in adequate rationalization, acceleration, scientific progress. Then only if you are published ethically and later on we can answer for the problems also which arise in them. After vaccination, vaccination has implemented all over the world, and after that in India also so far we are having some of the queries regarding the vaccination, like due to vaccination only we are having cardiac problems, so many problems we are arising after the administering the vaccines also. But we are having a proper adequate rationalization, accelerate scientific progress. We no need to worry about that one because we have conducted the research truly, truthfully, honestly, and then only we have published this vaccination will be helpful for the human being and shows the ethical path to the followers and help in image building of the researcher. So image building means not only for the researcher also, and it will be helpful for the building the image for the institution also. Next is publications. What we have to remember during the publication, what we have to see during the publication. First one is authorship and contributors. Both are different, authorship and contributors. Later on, we will discuss one by one. And second one is the conflict of interest. And third one is the publication misconduct, like a plagiarism, unethical research. And fourth one is the research fraud, like a fabrication, falsification. And fifth one is the salami slicing. We will see one by one. First one is the authorship. First, we have to know who will be the author and who will be the contributor. So when we are publishing an article, if you are taking one journal, so first we have to, they are given in a in proper journals and all, you can be able to see that one. So authorship separate form they have given, contributors form separately they have given, and we have to fill it. So who will be became an authorship? So simply we will know that authorship, who are all conducting the study, they only can become an author. But in some sometimes it can able to misleads that one. So what are all that one? What are all the criteria for authorship? Authorship is typically based on substantial contributions to first one, conception or design of the work, and data acquisition, analysis or interpretation, and drafting or critically revising the manuscript, and finally approved of the version to be published. Accountability. So author only will be the accountable for what the work he has done. So author are accountable for the entire work and must ensure the accuracy and integrity of the research. And transparency. There should be in which where you are publishing. So the journal members and journal and then author as a researcher. There should be, and a transparency should be there. Author should clearly state their individual contributions to the work. In some journals, they have mentioned author 1, author 2, author 3, like that they have mentioned. So who will be the prior preference we are going to give, and whom we are authorized as a second person. Like that, in some journals, clearly they have mentioned it. Next is contributorship. So contributors are not an author. Contributors are the individuals who provide assistance but did not meet the criteria for authorship. So here contributor might be providing a technical assistant, or technical assistant, maybe data collections or statistical analysis, or they can provide a funding for you for conducting the study. So they all will be considered as an contributors. Okay, acknowledgement. Contributors are acknowledged in the separate section of the publication, such as acknowledgement section. When we are making acknowledgement section, you have to ask the permission from the contributors and then you have to mention it. If you are mentioning also, you have to ask and then you have to mention. If you are not mentioned also, it will be created a problem later on. So permission. Author should obtain permission from the contributor before acknowledging them. Acknowledging that not only the person will be the contributor. Maybe if they are going with a clinical trial, they are taking medical help. So any other help or any technical help or any other thing, if they are taking, so they have to get permission from them, and then in acknowledgement they have to mention it. And main acknowledgement will be main contributors, like if you are using addressing AI contributions. When using AI tools in research, authors should disclose and describe how the tool were used. Very important. When we are nowadays, everything is became as an AI. So we are using AI in many things. So when we are using AI in research, where if you are using as a contributor, when you are mentioning as a contributor, you have to mention which tool you have used, how you have get the permission, and everything you have to mention over it. And who are all not entitled as an author or okay, so so it is visible now, visible and audible. Sir, it is audible. So who are all not entitled as an author and co-author? So
Yes,
who
ma'am, it
helped
is
in
audible.
procurement of funding, supervisions of a research group, and administrative support. So for them, we are not entitled as an author or co-authors. Those who provided only assistant in writing, technical editing, and language editing, and uh, proofreading. So they will not be entitled as an author and co-author.
So, excuse me, ma'am.
Unethical authorship. Important one, unethical authorship. So first one
Ma'am,
is a
excuse me.
hon-
Ma'am, you can put in slide mode. Slide 4. Yes, ma'am.
unethical authorship. So
Thank you.
first one is a honorary or gift authorship. Adding someone as an author who did not contribute to the work, often to gain the prestige or favor. So who are all not help in your research work and who are all not contribute anything in your work, that time if you are adding there, that will be considered as a gift authorship. Next one is a guest authorship. The unethical practice of including someone as an author on a publication, even though they have not made a substantial contribution to the work. Both gift and guest authorship more or less similar, and ghost authorship, failing to include someone who made a significant contribution as an author, often to hide their connection. Like as I said, like a clinical trial studies, when we are going pharmaceutical company funding funding a study means we can't able to make them as a authorship. If you are making, that will be considered as a ghost author. And anonymous authorship, not a real name of author or improper scientific articles. Some articles when we are citing, they have published that one, but there is not a clear about the author name or co-author name will not be there. So in that kind of journals, we no need to mention, no need to refer it, and no need to consider it. And surrogate authorship will be a manuscript written by someone else without original data and published. So manuscript, just they are mentioning just they are publishing the manuscript, they are creating the data and then they are published by the another person. That will be a surrogate authorship. Yeah. Text. Next. Second is the conflict of interest. Transparency. As I before itself, I said there should be a transparency when we are publishing the article. Author must disclose any potential conflicts of interest, including if you are having any financial or any personal or any professional relationship that is that could influence the research or interpretation. Very well, we can able to disclose with the journals which you are going to publish. Funding sources should also be clearly stated in it. Later on, it should not be create any ethical issues during the
Recording in progress.
publication misconduct, publication plagiarism, data. The plagiarism, in which forms we can able to generate it. Data and words and phrases and ideas and concept, and how to avoid it plagiarism. Understand the meaning of original paper and cite it with the fully acknowledgement. Later on, we are going to discuss about the plagiarism and then types. So I'm moving to next slide. Avoid unethical research. Another one is research misconduct is another one is avoid unethical research. So data integrity, ensuring accuracy, honesty, and transparency in data collections, analysis, and reporting. So honesty should be there. So not to manipulate the data and not to manipulate the analysis as the researcher as our wish. So we have to interpret the result. It should not be there. So an ethical approval. When we are conducting a research in human or animal subject, ethical approval is very important. And we have to obtain it and we have to make it. So during publications, when you are publishing any experimental related studies, they will ask for an ethical approval proof. So on confidentiality, protecting the privacy and then confidentiality of the research participant and avoiding duplicate. This should be important one, avoiding duplicate. Not submitting the same manuscript to the multiple journals simultaneously or publishing the same research result in multiple times. So it should not be, it will be unethical research and it should be avoided. And fourth one is the research fraud. One is fabrication and falsification. Fabrication is complete data and result and recording. These all will be made by ourselves without conducting any research, that will be a fabrication, making up of research data and result and recording or reporting them. And falsification is just manipulating. God, we need, if a significant, we need just we are interpreting some data, manipulating some data over there. And manipulation will be maybe in images, maybe in equipment or in our research process. That will be called as a falsification. Way to come out. How, in which way we have to come out this? Already we know when we are conducting a research, we are following some of the ethical rules we are following over there in our nursing profession. Like informed consent we are taking, and then we are getting permission from the which area we are doing, we are getting permission, and then we are doing some of the ethicals which we are clearly following. So in way to come out is always keep the record of data, never change or tamper data. So what after till your publication, after publication also, just to keep your record data, always keep your temper data, original data in safe, and keep record in accessible manner if editor wish to have a look. Suppose if publication editor want to look up this, we have to have the proof in our hand. Keep a clarity about publisher's policy, in which journal we are going to publish. So that journal policies is what we have to read out clearly, and we have to send our journal for publications, send our research work for publications. If any image is changed for better clarity, then has to accept it is in a declaration before submitting for publications. If your original article and then you are sending a article for the publications, if any changes is there in declaration form, very well you can able to mention it as a declare. You can declare it to the publishers. So what is this? Anybody? I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Audible.
What is this?
Ma'am, actually, everyone mic is in mute.
Okay, this is done. Okay, this is not slicing. Okay, so slicing. Salami slicing, converting one meaningful paper into several different papers from the same study. So you are having multiple variables, so you are separating it, and then you are willing to publish it. But that time this kind of ethical issues can able to occur. Salami slicing, or we will call as a salami publications. So when we are dividing it, otherwise when we are converting it, the meaningful the data will be contaminated. Otherwise, the data will be maybe it will not be a proper. So when we are conducting one study properly, we have to go for publication of the whole study only. If you are converting, the salami slicing or salami publication can able to occur. So in which how we can able to overcome it? Avoid inappropriately breaking up the data from the single study, and be transparent while submitting a paper for publications. So this is a two-way how we can able to prevent this salami slicing. Example for this is publishing result from the same study on different patient group as a separate article. And this is one which we have discussed now. And second one is presenting findings on different aspects of the same data set as individual publications. So with the findings, and we are keeping the same findings and in different patients and different way we are publishing it in different articles, and reporting on the same research question with a minor variation in the method or analysis in a different paper. So keeping a same data, otherwise keeping a same interventions and only changing the variables, and then you are publishing. So this can be able to occur in the salami slicing. Next important one is predatory journal. Predatory journal or fake journal. How we can able to identify? So far we have seen what are all the ethical things we have to follow during the publication, how we have to maintain ourselves. Next is predatory journal. Everything you have done correctly. And next is going for the publication. Predatory journal or fake journal. How we can able to identify it? So nowadays this publishing to make a money and no concern with the quality content and unable to follow the accepted standards and fake advertisement or false claiming about the indexing. We will. So before submitting your article or manuscript or research work to the one journal, first you have to think, check, and then you have to submit it. So we will see one by one. So these you can window shopping and online shopping. Window shopping, directly you can go and you can see the material and how it is, and you can see the quality. Okay, and you can able to go for it. But in online shopping, sometimes we are experienced that when we have ordered one thing and coming was another one thing, and material is not good. Like that, so many things it will be happen in the online shop. Same like that in fake journals also. In net, when you are seeing, when you are opening a Google, otherwise so many research journals you can able to see. Otherwise you are getting so many mails, otherwise phone calls you are getting published in our journal. We within 3 weeks we will publish it, within 1 week we will publish it, with this amount we can able to publish it. So like that, so many fake advertisements are coming from the fake journals. So we have to be aware about it. Okay, so first one is the journal website. We will see later on, we will see one by one detail about what is mean by journal website, and editorial board, and peer review process, and indexing information, and look for inconsistency and grammatical error and promises of rapid publication, unusual fee structures, and verify the journal contact information, and member of the member of committee of publication ethics, and open as a scholarly published association, whether it is reported, whether it is reputed with a proper journal or not, or that we have to check it with it. First one is a website analysis, professionalism. Website for spelling and grammatical error. Anything is there. When you are professionalism, you are going with a nursing journal or any medical journal or any other journal, you are going first, you check for the any website for spelling and then grammatical errors. How we have to identify it. And then contact information like a physical address, email address, phone number. Okay, this email address and phone number, personally, if they are giving and they are contacting you personally and they are asking for the publication, you should not do it. So this email address and then their email address and then phone number, which will be related to their journal only, in their name only. Publisher information, publisher legitimacy, and reputable publisher rarely publish the predatory journals. Here, publisher legitimacy, money related things. So in standard journals, how much money they have, how much fees they have making, that we have to check it, and we have to go for the publisher information. You have to get it directly, you have to contact them, and once you talk with them, and then you will get a clear idea whether its journal is original or fake. If you are getting, then you can able to go for it. And then journal scope. A fake journal may have a very broad and ill-defined scope, and encompassing unrelated fields. So which related field? One journal is saying it is a Scopus and it is registered, it is a Web of Science journal. If they are saying, go for it and go for search it, whether it is really a Web of Science journal or a Scopus journal. You have to first identify it. Fake journal will not having a proper logo. Sometimes nowadays logos also they are using as a fake, and then they are go for the getting money from the particular researchers. So on website age, and another important website age, use the tool like Wayback Machine. So Wayback Machine is important. If you are making a URL ID in that Wayback Machine in website, so you can able to identify the website age, how long this journal is running, and how many years it is running, and how many archives, how many publication they have done, and who are all the editorial members. Everything clearly it has mentioned in the website age. You can go with the Wayback Machine. And predatory journals may exaggerate their age or impact factor. So we can't believe that the impact factor will be 9, impact factor will be 9.5. So with that, seeing that, we can't able to go for the publication. So detailing, you have to go for the website analysis. And second one, next language, and then payment information, and achieving and preservation. So language, it will be unusual language. So as I said priorly, they will say that within 1 week you will get the your article will be published. So we can't able to believe this kind of words, and you can't able to send your research work for the publications. And review the article for processing charges, and maybe sometimes it will be high, otherwise sometimes it will be low. You can't able to expect maybe 2,000 they are publishing, 3,000 rupees they are publishing. So first we have to identify whether the journal is real, whether it is a fake, that you have to identify. With the fees also it will be vary. So Scopus, we all know that, we all have aware about Scopus how much price they are getting, and then Web of Science how much fee they are charging. We all know that. Okay, that we have to first we have to get the payment information correctly, and then we have to proceed it. And informations regarding how many achieves have done, how much they have preserved it. If you are seeing the fake journals, there will not be achieves will not be there. Regarding previous publications will not be stored in their website. So these are all the identifications which we have to identify whether it is a fake or a original one. And next is editorial board, expertise, contact, and turnover. Expertise. Check if the editorial board member are real expert in their field. So if you are going to, we are going to publish one nursing related journal, otherwise cardio related, otherwise you are going with an nephro related, any experts related to in our field, if it is there or not, verify with them. Okay, if it is there and good experts are there, then we can able to go for. And try to contact board members to verify their involvement. And turnover, predatory journals often have a frequent changes in their editorial board members. So we have to check all this thing in the editorial board. If you are clicking on journal website and if you are going and searching for the details, you all can able to get it this thing. And peer review process. First is transparency, timeline, and retraction policy. Peer review process. Reputable journal clearly describe their peer review process. If you have published, if you have experienced in a proper journal, you have published, so you are having this experience like a transparent. They are asking for the peer review process. They are having a step by step, and they will check with your articles they articles they will check it, and if any correction is there, again they will send it back to us and do the correction. Any plagiarism or any other corrections or any other queries they are having, they will send it back to you and they will make it. So that transparency has to be between the both the journal and the researchers. Okay, and timeline. Predatory journals may promise very rapid publication time, which is unrealistic for genuine peer reviews. Already we have discussed this one. Retraction policy. Check if the journal has clear policy on retractions, corrections, or plagiarisms. These three things are very important: retractions, corrections, or plagiarism. If it is there, again they will send the journals and they will not publish your journal in that. If original journal is it is authorized one, they will not publish your things. That we have to. That journal has to follow this one. And indexing and databases. Major databases. Verify that the journal is indexed in reputed database relevant to the field of like PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science. That we have to check it. Indexed, it will be there. We all have experienced it. Index will be there in wherever they have index, whether in PubMed or Scopus or Web of Science, that we are checking once. Okay, and false claim will be there. Be aware that some predatory journals falsely claim indexing or use logos of legitimate indexing services. So as I said before, logos and legitimate money. If Scopus means standardly they are keeping around less the minimum, I'm saying 20,000 they are keeping. So these fake journals also keeping the same amount and using the same logos for the attracting the publishers. Research. Other red flags. What are all the other red flags will be the unusual submission method. Be caution of the journal that requires a submission via email or other non-standardized method. They will say, send to my mail, I will publish it. Otherwise, send to my WhatsApp number, I will publish it. So these and all we have to avoid it. And then duplication. Some fake journal rely on legitimate journals to deceive the authors. So attractive things they will give after getting your informations, and they are making their own study, and they will chance for the duplication publishing your thing. So before you are sending your article to one journal, so first you have to check it all this thing. And DOI, digital object identifier, in DOI will be there. With that number you can able to identify. Does not work, it could be a sign of the fake journal. So you all have an idea about, I think, this ethical, about the ethics during publications, before publications. Next we move on to These are the last ethical convention of publication. Already we have seen multiple submission and multiple publications suggesting potential reviewers, error correction in a published paper, and withdrawal or retraction of the published paper. Even if your paper has published, if they have in a peer review or in the editorial boards, they have finding out that this is a wrong one, this is a wrong data, this has a falsification is there, fabrication is there. They are having a rights to retract your published paper also. Next, we move on to the plagiarism. So, plagiarism derives from the Latin word plagaris, which means a kidnapper. The first article on this topic was written by a Halstead GB in Science 1896. Science in 1896. In research, plagiarism is presenting a someone else's work, idea, or words as your own without a proper attributions. So this include the as is data, copying the text, paraphrasing without any citations, or using someone else's ideas without giving a credit. These all will be considered as a plagiarism, which we are commonly knowing. Plagiarism means this is the plagiarism, cut, copy, paste. Otherwise, without a paraphrasing, we are presenting in our study. So, without citations, we are doing. These all generally we are knowing about the plagiarism. So, what it is considered as a form of an intellectual theft, and it is a serious breach of academic and then research ethics. It will be considered, it will be affect your name and then institution also. So next we move on to the type of plagiarisms. Direct plagiarism, paraphrasing plagiarism, mosaic and patchwork plagiarism, self-plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and source-based plagiarism, and translation plagiarism, complete plagiarism, and global plagiarism. So commonly we know what is meant by plagiarism. So what are all the types of plagiarism we have to know? When you are publishing, before we have to check personally whether how we have to plagiarize it, and we have to see our journalists how uh, whether our article whether it is ready for publications or not. Otherwise, when we are doing a research work, how we have to avoid this kind of mistakes, we have plagiarism we have to see. First one is a direct plagiarism or verbatims or clone. This is the most obvious and then severe form. It involves copying an entire text, a significant portion, or even just a sentence, word for word from a source without any attribution. No quotation mark, no citations, or directly you are copying and you are pasting in your study. Okay, and example, copying a paragraph from a website and pasting it into a essay without any indications it's from another source. So if you are copying and you have to change your words and you have to paraphrase it and you have to mention which author from which source you have taken, this all you have to mention it to avoid the direct plagiarism. And paraphrasing plagiarism. This occurs when you paraphrase someone else's idea, arguments, or information in your own words, but fail to cite the original source. It is also included the case where you change only a few words or alter the sentence structure slightly while keeping the original meaning and flow too close to the sources without a proper citation. Citation will be important, like a APA style, MLA style, or Vancouver style citation. When we are doing, we can able to reduces the plagiarisms. Example, reading a section of book, then rewriting it your own word for your paper, but not crediting the book or author. So you have to mention it, which journal or author name and which book you are taken. That has to be mentioned over there in proper citations. So proper, maybe Vancouver style or AP style, you can make it. Mosaic plagiarism or patchwork plagiarism. This involves stitching together phrases. In name itself, it is the patchwork. Okay, it involves stitching together phrases, sentence, or idea from various sources. Sometimes changes a few words or phrases, but without proper quotation mark or citation for all borrowed elements. It is like creating a patchwork of other work. Example, taking sentence from a 3 different article, combining them into a new paragraph and only citing one on none of the other original sources. Maybe primary sources will be there, secondary sources will be there. Only we are considering the primary sources and we are going for the citing. So that will also can create the plagiarism. So how much you are patchwork you are doing, how much work you are doing, try to make it in your own words and own knowledge. You use your own knowledge and create it own, and citing is a very important for avoid this kind of plagiarism. And self plagiarism or Auto-plagiarism or recycling. This happens when you reuse a significant portion of your own previous submitted or published work without proper acknowledgement or permission. So already you have published one journal. Okay, the same from that journal, your work only, you have published your research only. From that, you are taking the words, and from that, you are copying, pasting. That will be called as a self-plagiarism or auto-plagiarism. So while your own work presenting it is as a new and an original, when it is already been evaluated or published, it misleading and unethical in academic and professional context also. Already when you are published, again you are copying, but it is your own work also, it will be considered as a plagiarism only. Example, submitting a paper you wrote for one class to fulfill an assignment in different classes without getting permission from both instructors and citing your previous work. So that is the thing. Citing your previous work and you are making, that will not be created a plagiarism. But if you are not cited that one, it will be created as a self-plagiarism. Source-based plagiarism. Here, misleading citation and data fabrication and falsification and lack of acknowledgement. These categories include various misuses of the sources. So, misleading citation, citing and incorrect sources, citing. So, APA one style is there, Vancouver one style is there, MLA one style. Maximum in nursing, we are using a Vancouver style. So here this style which we are using, we are not properly citing. It can able to mislead your citation. You have done a citation, but it is not in a proper way. Okay, this will lead a misleading. Okay, this will cause us the source-based plagiarism. So only citing a primary sources when you are actually assessed to information through the secondary source. Primary source you have used, secondary source you are not using. So data fabrication and falsification. Making up data or research finding or manipulating existing data to achieve a desired outcome. So already we have seen data fabrication and then falsification. Entire data you are creating by yourself and you are implementing in your research, and falsification, some of the modifications. Suppose you need an association, you need a significant answer. So you need to show the effectiveness. Researches we are conducting. Originally when we are conducting, maybe you can get it in a positive result or negative result, whatever. But in some manipulations we are doing for getting a positive, that will be a falsification. It will go for the falsification and it will show us as a source-based plagiarism. And lack of acknowledgement. Already we have discussed regarding the acknowledgement. Not acknowledging a significant assistance received from others, like editor, lab technician, specific advice from the peer groups, and then unless explicitly permitted collaboration. So lack of acknowledgement. If you are not acknowledging them with their permission, you have to go for the acknowledged. So that will be, if you are missing that one, that will be go for the source-based plagiarism. Next is accidental plagiarism. This is an unintentional plagiarism, often due to carelessness or poor note taking or misunderstanding of citation rules. It can able to occur. Even if it is unintentional, it will still consider as a plagiarism and can carry a serious consequences. Unintentionally, as I said, we know everything. We have correctly, you have done everything and review of literature and everything. What are the abstract you have made? Everything it was correct. But if you are not wherever you have to put wherever you have to make a proper quotation, this and all, if you are missing that, accidentally it can able to occur it, but it will shows it is also a type of plagiarism. It will shows the serious consequences. Example, forgetting to add a quotation mark around a direct quote or misplacing a citations due to a disorganized notes. And causes. So far we have seen this many plagiarism types we have seen. So what is the process of this one? Next we move on to the causes of plagiarism. First one is the lack of understanding. So what research you are what you are doing, you are not able to understand that what you are lack of understanding about your research study and how to cite, and you are having a lack of knowledge regarding all these things, and you are not able to do the paraphrasing by your, or you are having a lack of knowledge regarding all these things, then it can able to one of the causes for the plagiarism. So what we will do, if you are not understanding, we will go for an NIA and we will search it something and we will cut and paste it over in your research article. That can create a plagiarism. And poor time management and pressure. Everyone are facing this poor time management and then pressure. So due to the pressure and last moment, we are not having any idea and we are doing all the type of plagiarisms and we are put it into our research work. So that can also causes a poor time management. So when you are getting a research topic, otherwise proposal has completed until completion of the thesis, you make a time schedule, and whenever you have to make it everything, you make a proper time schedule, then you can go for the further proceeds. All the things you have to make it. Another one, fear of failure and lack of confidence, and lack of confidence in our own research, and then disinterest the subject matter. Maybe they are not interested to do the research because maybe guide has selected the topic, otherwise someone for compulsion they have selected the topic and they are doing on it. Otherwise in some experimental study they are bored of, after starting they will have a more interest, and later on doing the research work they will not be interested to conduct the research. Some disinterest can causes the plagiarism, and laziness and lack of effort, and this one, laziness and lack of effort, inadequate research and writing skills. Writing skills very important. When you are checking one abstract and when you are collecting one abstract material, you write by your own. First you read the abstract and then write by your own words. It will avoid the plagiarism. It is a good way for avoiding the plagiarism. Cultural and institutional factors. Institutional, some rules and regulations will be there that we have to follow. If you are not able to follow that one, maybe due to emergency we can able to submit it all the things, so it can able to causes the plagiarism. Easy access to information. So using of the easy access way, using an AI tool and then taking the content and then pasting over in the research work. So these will be creating a causes for plagiarism. And the consequences of plagiarism. So far we have seen what it will causes. So we have done, and we have see the types of plagiarism and what will be the causes for the plagiarism. So okay, what it will causes plagiarism? Sometimes retraction of the published articles. So yeah, maybe in PhD you are working for 5 years, your 4 works, and your article has published, and if plagiarism has identified, maybe the reputed journal can able to retract your published article and they will remove your published article from their publication. So this will be retraction can able to happen, and damage to the academic and professional reputations, mainly damage in your institution. Maybe it will be damage your academic and the professional reputation. And legal consequences, copyright, monetary and penalties, maybe sometimes you can able to pay for it. Okay, and academic penalty, suspension and expulsion can able to occur, and loss of funding or employment and loss of professional opportunity. So when we are conducting a study, honestly, truthful, we have to do it. Keep in mind about the consequences of the plagiarism, and we have to go for it. And next one is steps to avoid the plagiarism in the research paper. So already I said time management, very important. In which time period we have to complete it, and then make a time schedule and then go for it. It will be very effective thing. Manually you have to make it everything. So this year you are having a data collection, 2 years data collection period, or 1.5 year data collection period. Otherwise 1 month you are having data collection. How you have to make the time management, and you have to spend the time for research work. Without effort, you can't able to gain anything. So effective notes taking, effective note. As I said, when you're referring one journal or referring one article, so you referring one abstract, whatever, you make it by your own. Effective notes taking will be important. And quotation and paraphrasing technique, and cite your sources. As I said, Vancouver and AP still you can use it. And consequences as a deterrent. Consequences you have to think. If it is plagiarized, and your study will be going to reject it. So that you have to keep it in your mind and you have to do it. And cultivating your personal writing style. Cultivating. So you can get the help from the chat GPT. You can get a help, but you have to work for it, and you have to make it in your own words. Use a plagiarism detection tools. Later we will see in next slides here, plagiarism tool. What are all the plagiarism tools? Once you check it, and then what are all the plagiarized, where the citation we have to do, how proper way we have to do, you check it and then you have to go for. These are all the steps to avoid the plagiarism in the research paper. One is time management, effective note taking, and quotation and paraphrasing technique, and cite your sources, and consequences as a deterrent, and cultivating your personal writing skill, and use the plagiarism detection tool. Next, we move on to important anti-plagiarism tool. So these are not paid plagiarism checkers. Drillbit software, organize, and Orkun, and then Turnitin.com and plagiarism checker. These are not paid one. You have to log in and you have to pay for the certain words, certain amounts will be there. How to pay and you have to check. And some of the free plagiarism checkers are there. Very well, we can utilize this one and it will be helpful for scholars, and then scholarly for when you are presenting for a scholarly presentation, it will be very helpful. Like Grammarly, it is there, and then papercall.com is there, and then this one, plagiarism checker. This one, plagiarism checker by small SEO tool. In this, you can able to check the plagiarism also, and you can that itself, that site itself, will give you the idea citation how you have to do it, and everything it will help you. So that one, and then Q text is there. It is easy accessible one. Offer a free plagiarism checker with a trial of only 500 words. Suppose you want to manuscript, you want to check the plagiarism. Otherwise, one abstract you have to check that. You can go for the Qtext or dupli checker you can, and this is my option. The plagiarism checker by a small SEO tool will be a better, and then Grammarly also easy accessible and easy way to use, easy to operate it. Okay, and a dupli checker allow user to check up to 1,000 words per check, and dupli checker is a free tool using for a quick plagiarism check. So once you try it and you can able to check this one. These are all the free plagiarism checkers, and frequently you can't go for one paragraph you have checked, again another paragraph, but frequently you can't able to check. In this plagiarism checker also, so many duplicate websites are there. First we have to identify which one will be the standardized one, and you have to check. In some plagiarism checkers, they will give the content and it can be able to manipulate, and it can be able to duplicate to the other publications also. So that before checking plagiarism, carefully you have to go for it. And next one is the AI in plagiarism. So AI, we know all nowadays it is an AI world. So AI powered is may advantages also there, disadvantages also there. AI powered plagiarism detections tools are there. So far we have seen that only AI powered plagiarism tools that will be helpful for us and improve our writing quality. As I said, just don't copy and paste, don't cut, copy and paste. Just to improve your quality of writing style and get the idea from an AI, and then you make it and increase the efficiency and time consuming. It will be a lot of advantages will be there in the AI and plagiarism. But in this disadvantages also there, the risk in unintentional plagiarism. Intentionally accidental plagiarism can able to occur it in when you are using a AI in the AI related materials, and bias and inaccuracies and ethical concerns and detection challenges and over reliance on AI. So completely we can't able to reliance on the AI. If you are thinking one thing and we are searching for one thing, different methods will be, it will show the different ones. So what we are expecting as a researcher, what I am expecting, that can't able to show by a AI. AI is a machine one. It is an automated one, machine one. So it can't able to. What you are thinking, what in which way you want to bring your research and which way you want to publish it, that is depend upon, that is completely depend on researcher. In that way you have to do. And what I will say, AI and plagiarism is a double-sided sword. Maybe benefit also there and disadvantages also there. And in conclusions, maintaining a publication ethics and avoiding a plagiarism are crucial responsibility for every academic and researchers. So very, very important when we are conducting a research also, when we are going for the publications also, when you are going checking for the plagiarisms also, this ethical things we have to follow and we have to maintain it. And ethical writing ensure the fairness, respect for intellectual property and trust in the scholarly community. And plagiarism not only harm the reputation but also affect the quality and credibility of the researchers, and not only the researcher, and also it will affect the institution where you are working also. Okay, and let us all strive to be a honest, give a proper credit and uphold the integrity in everything we write and publish. One thing last is honesty is for how we can able to avoid it and how we can able to publish it in scholarly way. We have to publish it. Honesty is the best policy. So thank you. So any queries, anything you can able to ask.
Thank you, ma'am, for the fruitful session. Now the forum is open for everyone. If anyone having any doubt or queries, can ask the question. We can unmute you. Others can raise the question in the chat box. We can read and tell. So ma'am can answer you well. Students, if you have any doubt, you can come and ask.
So in chat box, they have mentioned that lot of journals which published article without checking plagiarism. It is there now. Nowadays, UGC has identified so many fake journals, and they have fakely they are mentioning using the UGC symbol and logos, and they are published nowadays very carefully. They have our UGC have identified the fake journals, and they are removed from the list also. And same like this, if you want to go to check like direct source, you go Scopus website directly, you go and check it whether if you are going to publish one journal, directly you go there and you check it whether the journal is indexed by the Scopus or Web of Science or PubMed. Directly you can, there is access there, directly you can able to go and check it, and then you can go for publish it. So far, that's why we are having a faculty development program. So we have to know about how we have to avoid the plagiarism and how we have to publish. Already it has done published, so we can't do anything. We can't do anything. But further future, we have to be aware about all these things.
Thank you, ma'am. Our students are here to ask you something. One person can come and say. Good evening, ma'am. So my question is, what level of plagiarism? What level of plagiarism is accepted in a research thesis?
Can you repeat it?
What level of plagiarism is accepted in a research thesis?
Ma'am, can you repeat it? What plagiarism in our research?
She was asking actually, ma'am, what type of plagiarism is accepted in the research, in the students' lab? What level?
Plagiarism. So, ma'am, every universities they are having a own plagiarism checkers they are having. So they will go for it, and some universities they are having a certain 70 percentage, 80 percentage like that they are keeping, and it is depend upon the universities and which plagiarism checker they are using. It will be depend upon. But from our researcher side, when we are going to publish an article, we have to be very clear. There should not be a maximum plagiarism should not be there, that we have from our side we have to do it. For each university it was separate, ma'am. They are using their own plagiarism checker tool. So and if where I have completed 70-80% has only 15 percentage or 10 percentage they have accepted. It will be happen, maybe accidental plagiarism sometimes it can be happen, but not more than that, ma'am. 10 or 15 percentage can be accepted, not more than that.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
got it?
Thank you, ma'am. Another student also wants to ask you something.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, can you tell one good example of fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism?
Falsification is first I will go with the fabrication is completely you are not done a research work. Okay, you are not done anything, you are making by your own data, and then making by your own analysis, and you are ready for the publication. Manuscript you are making and publication. Falsification is you have done somewhat, you have done the research, but you are manipulating something inside it. Okay, so now you are saying my structure teaching program is not effective. It is coming originally, it is not effective, but you are manipulating something and you are bringing to the effective. Okay, so that will be considered as a falsification. And another question, last one, plagiarism. Plagiarism, as I said, when you are making your reference, you are making everything, so don't copy paste it. Okay, copy, don't paste it. Read yourself and understand the content and make your own words, and then you go for it. Okay, in review of literatures and first introduction chapters and all, when you are making, don't make it a cut copy paste. You read the content, and then you understand what the study has said, and you make it your own words. It will be avoid the plagiarism.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. If any other one having any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, can write in the chat box.
Here one question is what is the best link they are asking? I think for plagiarism, I think Tanupriya she's asking. So Grammarly you can use it, and so many in a slide also PPT also I will share with your university. So you add it. Grammarly you can use it. Okay, so that will be easy for you. Easy open link and other ones like Q-text and duplicate checkers and mainly I said plagiarism checker by small SEO2 tool. It will be helpful for you.
Ma'am, one of our participants is asking that how it is different the global plagiarism and India.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
How it is different global plagiarism and India.
I'm
Globally,
not getting.
hello,
Your voice is breaking down, ma'am.
ma'am, it is in the chat box, ma'am. How it is
Global.
different global plagiarism and India.
When we are saying how different it is there, ma'am. Everywhere plagiarism is there. Okay, not comparing with the India. India, it's there. India, it is recent studies they are showing it is more only. But in worldwide, we are seeing now only we are publishing one by one. We are learning and everything. So it is not a maximum. Both are average only. In worldwide also and in India wide also.
Another participant is asking the free checker can give the correct result or not. The free
After
version of duplicate checker. Whether the
this one,
free version of the
Rajeshwari
duplicate
Jairaj.
checker. will
After
give-
paraphrasing the content, still the citation has to be done. Yes. After paraphrasing the content, if you are going for plagiarism, if you are not cited properly, it will shows as a plagiarism. It will shows the plagiarism. So when citation we are doing correctly, it will not shows the plagiarism. When you are checking the plagiarism, it will not show.
Is the free version of duplicate checker will give the correct result?
Ma'am, once again.
Whether the free version of the duplicate checker will give the correct result?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Approximately, it is giving. Approximately, nahi duplicate checker it is giving. I have suggested this one, ma'am, because I have used this one for checking plagiarism checker by a small SEO tool. I have checked. In this duplicate checker also you can get, but it is in a limited words, ma'am. You can go with it.
Another participant is asking after paraphrasing the content, still citation has to be done or not?
Paraphrasing, I also know. If you are going to paraphrasing also using AI tool, it will shows, ma'am. Okay, paraphrasing means after getting information and you make it by your own words, you change it, slightly change the words, and if you are making, it will not show, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the fruitful session. Now I want to once summarize the question, whatever the things are done by you, ma'am. Today's lesson in that everyone having the knowledge that how to know the ethical publication, what are the things they need to do in the ethical publication time, and how to avoid the unethical research and research fraud, and the ways to come out over it, and how to do the website analysis, and also, ma'am, to giving us the more knowledge about the plagiarism, its type and consequence, and the core idea to avoid the plagiarism. That is the most important thing. So this session was very fruitful for all the participants. So thank you so much, ma'am, for the insightful and energetic session on the topic publication ethics and avoiding plagiarism. Your thought given us more raise towards the research publication, and we are truly thankful for your valuable time and expertise. And I hope you also may be knowing from the chat box that all the participants are enjoying your session. So once again, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable knowledge to share with us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.